Hey everyone, it is currently 3 o'clock in the morning, September 27th, 2017, and it's been a crazy month. These are, of course, the pickups for September. First, I wanted to say that the September 9th Dreamless Dreamcast Marathon with the Sega Addicts was a huge success. Our original goal was $500 in 24 hours, and we doubled that. We made over $1,000 in just 24 hours. We had an amazing turnout. It was great to hang out with the group. Matt made the trip out, and we drove all the way to Pittsburgh. We got to do some sightseeing, taste some of the local food. It was a good time. Along the way, we made a stop in at Warp Zone, who was our sponsor for this year, and generously donated the Dreamcast to us. So we did some shopping. And while there, I did a crazy thing where he had a rare Sega system that I didn't have in my collection yet. And he gave me an amazing deal for the price of basically one of the games he was trying to sell. I got his entire set of the system. And that is none other than the elusive Sega PICO. As crazy as it is, along with the system, I got several games. Half of them not complete, and the other half are in the box still. But those are, we have Richard Scarry's Huckle and Lily's Busiest Day Ever. And these are the cartridges for the PICO. We got Math Antics with 101 Dalmatians. Magic Crayons. Another copy of Richard Scarry's Huckle and Lily's Busiest Day. This will probably be some trade bait. Another copy of Magic Crayons. Echo Jr. And Sesame Street Alphabet Avenue. Those are the loose cartridges, I guess? If they're considered cartridges? I don't know. They look like it. I mean, they've got what a normal cartridge would have. So now as for the boxed ones, which is the crazy thing, I've never really seen boxed PICO games since they were first sold in stores way back when. But we have a boxed copy of Echo Jr. Bernstein Bears A School Day. PICO Adventures Pride of Rock, Lion King. Winnie the Pooh's A Year at Pooh Corner. And last, this is actually the game that is basically worth more than this whole set together. And I guess it's a really rare game for the PICO. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog's Game World. Which is probably the one I'm most excited to play out of this. Which, as part of the deal, since we made our $1,000 goal, I will be doing a PICO stream. I don't know when just yet. I'm still working out how to set this up and figure out how to get it to work and all that, and then we'll do a live stream. I'll announce that on my Twitter. It'll probably be on the Sega Addicts Twitter as well. And if you're part of the Discord, we'll be announcing it there too. So, something to look forward to, maybe, I guess. I don't know. But we'll for sure try that Sonic game and a couple others and see how it works. So, on to the other games of this month. Kind of an oddity. I'm kind of on a Guilty Gear trip where I'm trying to get the Guilty Gear games, and I'm not really in a rush to get them. I pick them up as I find them. But this is one that I didn't have yet. This is for the PSP, Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus. I actually have Accent Core. The one I'm really trying to find is Accent Core Plus for the Wii, which is supposedly a really, really hard to find version. I've only seen it in the wild once, and I didn't grab it, and I haven't seen it since. So that's one I'm trying to keep a lookout for. While I was at Pittsburgh and we were all hanging out, who's a longtime member of the Sega Addicts, jeez, I guess in trade, I sent her some Crimson the Crimson Squad deck of cards from the Senran Kagura S-Level Versus series that I found. And I gave her a sample CD. Nothing big, but she appreciated it, and she's been looking for it. And I sent it to her, no charge or anything like that. But I guess as trade, she gave me a game that we had discussed about a year ago, actually, because I had said, you know, wouldn't mind having a copy of it. And we had talked about maybe selling it to me, whatever. But for trade, she gave me a complete copy of Haunting Grounds by Capcom, which is amazing. I mean, this game, I guess, is pretty hard to find and expensive, and it's in great condition. And she just up and handed it to me. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to say no. Felt kind of bad, but it's awesome. So I'll be taking that for a whirl. Moving on from there, ton of stuff. I've been on the variants for the Dreamcast games. So I ended up picking up quite a few of those. I'm only missing 2 now. So we got here Marvel vs. Capcom, which is one of the more harder to find versions, or variants of this game, the Sega All-Stars. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. A sealed copy of Virtua Tennis that I found on eBay for like 15 bucks. Why not? And last was NFL Bits 2000. So the only ones now I'm missing is Hydro Thunder, which seems to be pretty uncommon and hard to find, which you would think that that's a pretty common game to get. And the elusive Ready to Rumble, which is really turning out to be really difficult to find as well. Of course, speaking of variants, while we were there at Warp Zone, I had to pick up the normal version of Hydro Thunder, because the other one that I have is the hot new version. This is the original first printing, which has a ton of bugs and doesn't work with VGA and all that stuff. Whereas the hot new version does, and that's the better version to get. Aside from the Sega All-Stars, which is technically the same version. So, yeah. Along with that, I ended up ordering a copy. I actually streamed this on the Sega Addicts channel. It was actually earlier August, and we were just talking about it, but this is the Japanese version of Blue Stinger. And the difference between this and the American version is that with the American version, the camera is kind of a free angle camera. This one's more of a over-the-shoulder kind of look that's more close to the Resident Evil games. So just as kicks, I wanted to pick up the Japanese version just to kind of experience the difference between the two. And then this is kind of a surprise. This was a game that we played on the marathon just for the fun of it, because it's completely in Japanese. You can't really, you can't translate it very easily. And that is the Tokyo Bus Guide. And I got just the normal printing. There is a set of this, which includes a Beijing bus guide, but it was more of a video than the game. I'm not sure. But this was actually really cheap on eBay, so I grabbed a copy because everybody was having fun with it. It was a blast, surprisingly. This is kind of a hidden gem for the Dreamcast, for the Japanese. It's really stupid, but it's actually kind of relaxing but stressful, because you have to, you know, put on your turn signals, signal when you're turning, brake, you know, don't take off too hard, close your door, open your door, announce which stop you're going to. And, you know, trying to figure all that out without knowing Japanese very well is very difficult. But once we figured out the buttons, we had a blast. And just kind of touring around Tokyo and driving this bus and watching out for the crazy drivers that try to ram you off the road. But so that was really fun. So I had to get a copy of that. Of course, today, or yesterday, I should say, the 26th, was the most anticipated for me. I'm such a pervert. Sunrun Kagura Peach Beach Splash. This is the No Shirt, No Service, No Shoes edition, which comes in this tiny little box. I was expecting something a little bit bigger, but this is actually pretty cool. It's a nice little compact box. And inside, as it pops up, we have a art book, which is kind of cool. Then we have looks like a DVD set which actually has the soundtrack to it, as well as a DVD that has the openings to all the past Senran Kagura games, which is pretty cool, I guess. And then the game itself. And the game does have a reversible cover, so I have the Japanese cover on mine right now. And then the reversible cover is the normal cover. So, yeah, nothing fancy. What's really unique is that this game actually comes with a manual. Which way? Here we go. But a very nice full manual, which I was really surprised at. Which, yeah, perviness. But, yeah, it's all in color, too, which is kind of amazing. So, that's pretty neat. You don't see that often anymore these days. So that's the Peach Beach Splash, which I actually sunk 3 hours into, and I'm actually enjoying the game. It's a fun third-person shooter, really. I actually want to try it online with some friends, because it seems like it'd be a hit. Moving on from there, a ton of Vita stuff this month. Very big for Vita. Between limited runs and NIS America and all that stuff, it's been huge. Of course, I picked up the Play Asia exclusive, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Tachyon project, which comes with a soundtrack, a full manual, which does not fit in the Vita case, sadly, a soundtrack, and a limited certificate, and I got number 108 out of, I think there's 2,000 or 3,000 copies made, and it came in this really cool little plastic case. Along with that, we got limited run up the wazoo here. I snagged a copy of As Divine Hearts, which is an RPG game. And, of course, the Ys Origin, with the tower on it. I don't know. I guess there's an alternate cover too to that. And then, of course, I got my copy of the Kickstarter variant of Plague Road. And I'm trying to remember which one was the Kickstarter variant, because they don't actually tell you. But, oh, no, now I remember. This is the Kickstarter exclusive. Limited Run did do the production of this, but this is the Kickstarter one for those who backed that. And then this is the Limited Run's version, which they sold on their website. So I snagged both of those copies. Along with that, we had the release from NIS America, the Mary Skelter Limited Edition, which comes with, it also has a very nice box, but of course, you know, you got the game, and I want to say it also had a reversible cover, and I haven't opened the game yet, so I can't show you what the cover is. But also came with this really neat cloth poster, which is supposed to be pretty huge. I haven't even unfolded it yet. But it's got some pretty cool art on it. Then it came with a novel book, which has got a few pictures, but it's basically a novel. And I guess it gives background on the story, which is cool. And then, of course, a hardcover art book, which is really nice. The front and the back, and some inside art. It's a lot of cool stuff. Last but not least, the ever-elusive Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. Well, that came in, people have been showing off a lot of the PS4 one, and the Vita game's pretty much the same thing as the PS4 version. It comes in a big fancy box. Of course, when you open it up, you have the nice art of Adele on the front, Donna on the back. Everything is pretty much the same. It includes the soundtrack, art book, cloth poster, the steel case, and the game, which is kind of buried. But if you've seen the unboxing for the PS4 version, it's the exact same thing. These are kind of a pain in the butt to get out. I'm not even sure I want to do this. If I can. It's not even letting me get any of it. It also includes some acrylic bookends, which are really neat looking. Gosh, yeah, it's not letting me pull anything out of this thing easily. But yeah, I would say go check out the PS4 unboxes that people have done for this if you really want to take a look at it. They'll have a better detail than I will. Aside from the difference of the Vita game case, which is in a cardboard box. That's about the only difference. I was very disappointed that the Steelbook was not a Steelbook for Vita. It was a PS4 Steelbook, so it's kind of useless to me. It's got great art on it. It's embossed. It looks beautiful. But the fact that it just holds a regular CD, it doesn't do anything for me because I don't have the PS4 version. So, that's that. A lot of stuff to go through. And yeah. So, hopefully next month won't be as crazy. Not a whole lot going on, nothing big. So we'll see how it goes into November and for the rest of the year. With Vita stuff kind of starting to die down now, I'm hoping that'll ease my wallet a little bit, and I'll start catching up on my backlog on playing through those games. I'm currently going through Yakuza Kiwami on PS4. I'm near the end of that game finally, so I can sink my teeth more into some other PS4 games as well as return to the Vita stuff. So anyway, we look forward to that. Look forward to the Pico stream happening soon. Again, I will announce that on Twitter or through the Sega Addicts channel. So, as always, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.